guys, it's Emma here. So today's video is going to be me showing you how I've set up my bullet journal for 2018. So I'm using a Scribbles That Matter A4 journal this time around, and the reason for that is simply I wanted more room to write, more room to track, more room to doodle, and the A4 is going to give me all of that. I know they can be a bit big to carry around, but I really wanted to try this and see how it worked out for me. So that is what we've got. So let's open her up, and you've got the start where all your personal information goes. Then straight in, Scribbles That Matter already pre-print your key page for you, which is fabulous. So I filled in a couple of bits there that I use for my key. And then I have my index. So everything that I've got so far has been logged in my index. And you've got 3 pages of index, so you've got plenty of room to keep track of those pages. So first thing in my new journal is my yearly log, and because this is A4, I've managed to get my whole yearly log spread onto a double page spread, which I'm really pleased about. I haven't got to flick over pages, I can see it all there. So I've got my 12 columns for my months, and I have a little calendar for each month at the top of the column, and then I've got plenty of room to do my future planning. So for example, my October month obviously isn't going to be set up yet, but because I have my column here, I can write down my appointments and things that I know are going to be coming up later on in the year, and I haven't got to worry about that. So that is my yearly log. Next I have yearly goals. So my yearly goals page I've split into 3 goals. If I do want any more, I can add another page later on, but I have these little boxes here, so I've got a space to write down what my goal is. Then I've put 2 little markers here for why I want to achieve that goal and how I'm going to achieve it. Then I've broken it down into 3 steps, so these are milestone steps. So how am I going to achieve this goal? And then I have target dates, so milestone 1, 2 and completion target dates, simply because I find that I work better to a deadline. So giving myself those deadlines means I have something to work to. So I've done that for my 3 goals. Then the next page is 18 before 2018. So I've drawn myself 18 boxes. Sorry about that, my phone's going off. So I've drawn myself 18 boxes, and I've started filling them in, but I haven't found 18 things that I really want to list here yet. So I've got things like be a whole year smoke free, that's a very important one, and then master brush lettering. I want to do miracle morning for 30 consecutive days. So things like that, things that I really want to do this year. So next we have my yearly tracker. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see it a bit better. Let's just move that. Right, so my yearly tracker. So the top tracker is a mood tracker. So I've got my months down the side and my days of the month across the top, and I've blocked out where I know that the month ends earlier than 31 days. And then I've got my little key down the bottom, so my colours that will go in to show what mood that I'm in. Now the reason I've done this yearly is because I saw somebody doing, what was it? Pixel, like a mood pixel of the year type thing. Anyway, I wanted to do something like that. So my mood tracker's on top. Then the next one is a sort of personal lady stuff tracker. So keeping these 2 together, I can see whether my mood is dependent on different sort of stages of the month, if you like. And being together, it's easy to correlate between the 2 and see if there's any similarities there. Next I have a planning routine page. So at the top here I've got my page ideas, all the things that I want to list throughout my journal. So we've got a wish list, books to read, brain dumps, favourite songs, monthly memories, things I want to do, video ideas list, stuff like that. So that's where I've listed all my pages that I want to incorporate. Then at the bottom I've got 3 columns, monthly, weekly and daily. And that is my planning routine and how I organise my planner and what I do at certain points in the month, or what I do weekly and what I do daily. So monthly I will set goals, review last month's goals, etc. Weekly I'll set weekly goals and migrate any not complete from the previous week. daily. I fill in my trackers and my logs and complete any challenges, stuff like that. So I find that helpful to sort of remind me, have I done everything? So that's my planning routine. Next is my travel log, and I'm rather excited about this one. So I've drawn out a world map up here, and I've added a little key so that I can see how many miles I've been travelling across the world. So I filled a couple of them in just for the purpose of this. So I can see across here where my little plane's going from the UK over to Florida that I travelled 4,200 miles approximately. And it's just a nice way to keep track of all the places that I've been. So then on the other side we have explored lands, so all the places that I've been that I need to list on here, and uncharted territory, so places that I really want to go that I haven't been to yet. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using that. That's something that will stay with me. Then following on from that, I've got my wish list and gift ideas. So throughout the year I can write down everything there, all the items that I'm after, and all the items that I think of ideas for gifts for different people. So I've got 3 columns here: the item, the retailer and the price on my wish list. And then for gift ideas I've got the gift, who it's for and the price down here. So that is that. And then the last thing in my yearly section is a contacts list. So I've got name and number, and I've got that twice. The reason for this is because earlier this year my phone decided to just randomly lose all my contacts, and it was a nightmare. It was a pain in the backside to get back. So if that does happen again, I've got all my names and numbers logged and it won't be so much of a pain. So then moving on, I have my January cover page. So I went for negative space letters here and then inked all my flowers in the background and just added a little calendar for January. And I will do a separate video on how I drew this cover page. So first of all we have the monthly spread. So I'll turn this around for you. So at the top we've got my calendar, which I really enjoy using a calendar. I did try using different layouts last year, but I went back to my calendar because I find that works best for me. And then at the bottom we have the things that I'm tracking every month. So I've got my to-do list here, then I've got a goals list, a notes section. I've got a little box down here for challenges, so that's any sort of Instagram challenges that I'm doing. For example, Florals Your Way, that's a really nice challenge that I like to do. And then over here I've got 3 sections. So I've got a weight tracker section, YouTube tracker and Instagram tracker. So every Friday I will write down my weight, my subscribers and my followers, just because I like to keep track of things like that. And at the bottom we have a master monthly tracker. So we've got things like wake up by 5 AM, have I done 30 minutes activity, have I written today, have I took my vitamins today, stuff like that. So that's my sort of master monthly tracker. Then the next thing, we move on to weeklies. So I've actually completed my 4 weeklies all in advance. Reason being, I like to keep the weeklies together. It makes more sense to me, it's more logical than having them split up and higgledy-piggledy all over the place. I like to have things together and organised. So on my weeklies we've got 9 columns here. So the first one has got a calendar and then a little quote for the week. So that's the first section. Then we have a little goal section for the week. Then we start with Monday. So let's bring you closer and show you Monday. So up here I have 2 boxes next to Monday. So one will contain the weather, so I can draw a little icon to show what the weather was like that day. And the other little box will contain an icon for whether there's an event that day. So for example, if there was a birthday, I'd draw a little present in there or something like that. Then I've got my space to write down my appointments. And then at the bottom, where you see this tiny little scale from 9 PM to 9 AM, this is a little sleep tracker, so I can keep a log of my sleep patterns. So I'll fill in the boxes from when I slept from and to, and I can keep an eye on how much sleep I'm getting. So that was something that I thought was quite important to me to do in my weeklies this time. So on the next page we've got an ideas box here, and then something new that I haven't done before but that I really like the idea of. I've got a memory box. So I've got all my days of the week, and then I've just got a couple of lines to write down a memory from each day, and I thought that'd be a lovely thing to look back on, to remember things that happened. Then at the bottom I've got an achievements box here, and then something else, because I've just bought a HP sprocket. I've decided to do a photo of the week, so I'm going to choose my favourite photo that I've taken, print it off on my sprocket and slap it in my book. And that'll go lovely with my little memory box thing. Now this box down here, this is something that I want to track, but this is going to change every week. So in this week I'm tracking my playlist, so all the things that I'm listening to, songs that I'm really enjoying, that's going to go there. For week 2 I've called it stalking, which is quite funny, but these are new accounts, new YouTubers, new Instagrammers that I followed and that I'm really enjoying at the moment, so those accounts will go in there. On week 3 I'm tracking all the things that I'm reading at the moment, whether that be novels, articles, magazines, whatever I'm reading, that will be tracked in week 3. And on week 4 I'm tracking what's entertaining me, so whether that be a game on my phone, or whether I'm playing Sudoku in a book, or whether I'm actually watching a series, whatever's entertaining me, that's going in there. So those are my 4 weekly spreads, and then we move on to my gratitude spread. Now that's a spread that I've been doing ever since I started bullet journaling, and it's always stayed with me. I love my gratitude spread, and I do leave a couple of empty boxes in this grid just so that I can pretty it up, add some doodles in there, normally Zentangles, things like that. So there's my gratitude spread. And then a new one for this month is I decided to add a mini tangles page. So every week I want to learn 3 new tangles, so I've given myself these little mini boxes, and I'll incorporate a new tangle that I've learnt into a little mini tangle. So that's how that is planned and working. So yeah, and that is my setup so far. So I'm really excited to get using this in 2018, and I'm very happy to have more space. I know it's not for everybody, but if you like the idea of any of these spreads, you can always take these and shrink them down a little bit and incorporate them into your A5 journals instead. So it's all just ideas, and of course planning is a very personal thing with personal choices. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.